We're live. Hi, Robert J. Conley here. I'm here to cause prudent decisions. Welcome, everyone, especially teens and parents. This video is about a proven process for learning. And this matters because we have broken processes all over our education system. For some quick housekeeping, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you benefit from this video, please share it with a friend. And if you have any questions or comments, fire them up live or put them in the comment section afterwards. I review all of them and will gladly answer any questions. So our existing education system is broken, big time broken. There is currently $1.7 trillion of student loan debt. There are 44.7 million student borrowers owing an average of $37,000 each. And on average, it takes borrowers about 20 years to pay off their debt. And the schools and the lenders are never going to clean up the system. Colleges are selling a fable that they offer a smooth path to an amazing life. Well, you know what else is smooth? Slides are smooth. And they're trying to slide you into 20 years of paying for their plush campuses, bloated administrative staffs, and fat pensions. I think they might be as bad as the cigarette companies when it comes to selling or hooking people on something that's bad for them. And every political solution only involves switching who pays for the same bloated system. It never addresses the bloated system. So only students and parents can stop it by ceasing to participate. Now, how do you do this? Don't stop watching after I tell you. Watch it all the way through. I'm going to tell you how to stop it. Use the methods that scientists have used for centuries. Trial and error. What's the rub with that? Well, people feel vulnerable. So the colleges dangle a false promise of safety and certainty while in cahoots with the lenders. And the feeling of vulnerability arises when passing on this supposedly certain path. So you need bedrock to stand on. And if you've watched my past videos, you already know what I'm going to tell you. That bedrock is your purpose. Armed with your purpose, you open up a wide field for exploration and learning. Now, first, I want to talk to a special group of people that is widely disrespected by the education establishment. I think it's actually trending a little bit better now, but for the most part, still not close. And it's men and women who just want to work with their hands. This is a substantial portion of our population. I cannot tell you how many people I have mentored over the years who have said to me, I just want to work with my hands. And almost everyone includes I just want to work with my hands, not I want to work with my hands. I've met people in their 60s and 70s who spent their lives in offices, had good careers, confess, you know what? I really just wanted to work with my hands. And if you feel that way, I'm looking right at you. Don't go to college. Now, I'm not saying don't ever go to college. I'm saying don't go to college out of high school. Get a job working with your hands. And, somehow our society decided that everyone should go to college. And like I said, I'm not telling you not ever to go to college, but the desire to work with your hands is innate. It won't go away. Research has shown that if you have this innate desire and you don't satiate it in your life, you'll at best have a vague feeling of something missing out. At its worst, not knowing the cause, you'll probably engage in self-medication. And yeah, I do mean drugs and alcohol. I guess alcohol's a drug. I'm always reminded of that. But at any rate, This isn't a trivial thing. Working with your hands is something that you are born with either a desire for, and lot in some cases, it's on a scale. Some it's incredibly strong, but you're born with this. It's not going to go away. It's not going to change. So get a job working with your hands and do it at 18. And as you'll see in a few minutes, I'll show you that, even if you decide that you don't want to keep working with your hands, you can make those changes, but start young and get a job at the bottom. Work your tail off, learn everything you can about your trade. Some of the unions have excellent training programs. I know the electrical unions I think they still have tremendous programs. So by the time you're 25, you could be highly proficient at a trade, making a very good living and not in debt if you play your cards right. And the world needs carpenters, electricians, plumbers, chefs, hairstylists, welders, mechanics, and just to name a few. So, excuse me one second. Sorry about that. So get those jobs, save your money. So not only do you have no debt, you have savings, you have cash in the bank. And if at some point you want to start going to college or some other form, you can start paying cash and not going into debt. So there's another group of outliers coming out of high school. And that's the set of people who should go straight to college. They know their purpose. They know how they want to serve others with it. They aren't going to college to find themselves. They're using college as the tool as a tool and in the way a tool should be used to further their ends and as a leverage. But the percentage of people that really truly fit in that category, 2%, maybe, very small. And as a side note, there's a crossover between people who want to work with their hands and those 2%ers who are very clear and should go off to college. We call them surgeons and dentists. So, anyway, so there are those two sets. But what about the rest of us? The rest of us that don't fit into either of those categories? Start with your purpose. Treat it as a hypothesis. You don't have to be certain. We're embracing trial and error. Resolve to let purpose lead you and give yourself grace. Elon Musk is famous for saying failure is an option here. And that frame of reference, that mindset is really the only way that you can innovate because you're going to make mistakes. If Elon Musk, one of the greatest inventors or innovators in our history, has that frame of mind, maybe you owe it to yourself to have it too. So, if you'll go forth with a sense of adventure and a process that embraces trial and error, you've got a shot at a tremendous life. So out of high school, what is the alternative to just going straight into college? Yeah, you know what it is. It's get a job. And the only reason to get a job out of high school for the first year is just to learn how to work, learn how to show up, learn how to respond to customers, or learn how to just learn how to work. And so you're already learning. It's no different than school. You're learning, and I guarantee you that if all you did was skip 1 year or out of high school, go straight into working for just 1 year, you will be a dramatically better student than you would be going straight from high school to college. You will have improved your work ethic, and you will have just a broader sense of the world and of opportunity, and you will have been out of the academic setting and in what reality is. Now, the other thing, and this is my aspiration is that everybody would embrace this. I know that's not realistic, but if everybody did embrace that, what would colleges have to do? Oh yeah, they'd have to cut their bloated overhead. They would have to figure out how to make what they have work at a lower price. It would change the competitive field. But we don't need to worry about that. That's my little fantasy. All you need to do is worry about yourself and what your best option is for that future. So, after about 6 months of being in a job, start to evaluate if you think you want to start taking courses the next fall. And if you do, focus on going part-time at community college while you continue to work, because this is about being debt-free. And there's no better deal than community college. It's ridiculous what a great deal is. Now, I'll admit there is a challenge in most community college in getting the classes you want. But if you'll take like I said, that mindset of exploring, adventure, and trial and error, and if you can't get the classes you want right away, embrace classes you thought you'd never be interested in. Again, trial and error, exploration, look around. So, if you decide so that's how to go about college. If you decide that you clearly don't want to go back to college yet, look hard at another job. Now, if you've been promoted or there's an opportunity for promotion and you like the job, if everything's working, I'm not saying break it. But what I am saying is don't grow complacent. Continue on the adventure. So, but if after a year it doesn't fit within your umbrella of purpose, change jobs. Don't quit and then try to look for a job. Look for a job while you have a job. And do this every year. Continue. Classes and work. Just continue balancing and juggling. And by the time you're about 25, shoot for having an AA degree, and be clear on whether you do want to go and get a bachelor's degree and complete a 4-year education, or if full-time work is a perfectly fine place, at which point you need to stay committed to learning and growing and working hard. And I don't think I need to be careful here because I guess in some way, well, I'm just going to say this. Once you learn how to work hard and you learn how gratifying it is and how good you feel about hard work and a job well done and pushing yourself farther than you thought you could, you're going to stick with it. If you're in line with purpose. And by the way, if you're not in line with purpose, you're not going to be able to work that hard. It will take too much out of you. So, rather than going down this road of cramming 4 years of blindly doing what others tell you should do and going into debt that's going to take you 20 years to pay off, it's as simple as saying, no, thank you. I'm embracing the debt-free approach of trial and error. Scientists have used it for centuries. By the time I'm 28, I'm going to be pretty locked in. If I've decided to go for that 4-year degree, I should have it by 28. If not, I still have spent 10 years of exploring, of trial and error under my umbrella called purpose. So let's review what I'm suggesting you decide. In fact, repeat after me. I've decided this is my purpose. I've decided that my purpose shall guide me. I've decided there is no one I can't meet. Now that one may stick out a little if you haven't seen previous videos, but that was about people and the fact that you can meet whoever it is you need to meet to achieve your goals. So I've decided there is no one I can't meet. And I have decided to use the proven method of trial and error. Oh my, you might be onto something pretty powerful here. All right. Join me next time. I'm going to wrap up this 5-part series for teens and parents and talk about product. You as a product and the product that you produce. Until then, cheers.